Welcome
to
Ballin
With
Ben
Beckett.
and
not me, Boyd.
and our special guest Aaron
Epstein.
yeah, he's here.
Again.
All right, so I'm just gonna enough of that. That was our intro for today. Second episode of the day, recording here. You know, nice Friday recording time, Friday afternoon. We just talked trade deadline. Now let's talk about what we think, where these teams are standing, jumping right into the power rankings. Nick?
Oh,
Start
me
with
first?
you.
All right, start with me. All right. So we are going to kick it off in the, Eastern Conference.
Really?
Hornets are in last. I didn't like their deadline. Pistons are the Pistons. They stay where they are at 14. Magic at 13. They've been there forever. Raptors at 12. Honestly, these next four teams could be interchangeable. Raptors at 12, Pacers at 11, Wizards at 10, Bulls at 9. All of them kind of interchangeable. I'd like to see the Pacers rise because Halliburton's back. They haven't been doing that on the court yet, but he's also only been back for like 3 games. Whatever. Hawks at 8. I liked their pickup of Sadiq Bey. They need to start playing better on the court. I slid the Nets down to 7 because obviously they gave up 2 of the best players in the league. And they were winning games with both of them, even just one of them on the court. However, didn't feel comfortable sliding them any further than this because of their good young core, right? Bridges, Johnson. They have a good young core, and as we saw yesterday, they're still able to win games. Go out there and be competitive. And I still think that they can crack a playoff spot. I'm actually going to flip-flop these. Heat at 6. Knicks
Yes,
at 5.
sir.
That Josh Hart pickup was really nice, and they've been clicking. Miami's been solid, too. I don't know. If Knicks and Heat go against each other, right now I would take the Knicks.
Knicks tonight,
personally. And then
Knicks
my
in
top
4.
four. My top 4 stay unchanged from last week. Cavs at 4, Sixers at 3, Bucks at 2, and your Boston Celtics at 1.
My Boston Celtics at 1.
Your Boston
Let's
Celtics without
run
Jaylen Brown?
through. Yes. Mass Jaylen Brown coming to a theater near you. Let's run through my East real quick. So my power rankings kind of differ from, I think, Nick and Beckett and maybe even Aaron's because I didn't really factor too much deadline stuff in because I just want to see how these teams play with their new pieces. I'm not just going to start making random guesses at, what I think is going to happen.
Good point.
Respectfully.
That's fair.
So 15 Pistons, 14 Hornets, 13 Magic. Honestly, it's been like this all year, the slums. 12 Pacers. They're falling off a bit. They've had a rough few weeks. Wizards, they're just wizarding. Sometimes they're, looking like the best team in the NBA, and sometimes they're looking like the worst team in the NBA. Number 10, the Raptors. Interesting deadline for them. We kind of talked about it in the last episode. Just don't know what this team's doing. Same kind of story, Bulls. It's just they have talent, but it's just they're not winning games. 8, I have the Hawks. I'm predicting a big second half comeback for the Hawks. They've been kind of hanging around in the middle. You know what? I think they're going to get a top. I think they could compete for a top 6 seed in the East potentially if they everything clicks, obviously, which is a little bit of a long shot, but we'll have to see how they play. I think they have the star power. 7, I have the Heat. 6, I have the Knicks. 5, I have the Nets. And you know what?
Wait. Where'd you have
Nets over the Knicks?
Wait. Where'd you have the Nets last week? Because we were flaming Ben for having the Nets so low last week.
Yeah, they were like
you had them at
6 or
7.
They were 6 or 7. I think.
So the Nets trade Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. You moved them up.
2 words for you: Cameron Thomas.
You're telling me
You
that
moved them up.
Wait,
the Knicks
wait,
got
wait.
better.
Wait, yeah, you're telling me you have the Nets over the Knicks.
Right now, yeah.
You're telling me if they play
Really?
7-game series, the Nets are winning.
Not a
How?
7-game series, but I'm talking about right now my power rankings. This is my power rankings right now.
Hey, you're the guy who's always
My power
saying, in a
rankings are-
game 7. Who?
Yeah, but this is
what is he saying?
This isn't
It's
buzzer
not even
beaters,
buzzer
this is-
beaters. I'll
this isn't
stop.
buzzer
I'll
beater.
stop. But that's
Knicks
crazy.
beat the
isn't
Nets
buzzer
by
beaters,
20
this
if they
power
play.
rank. Crazy.
Knicks beat the Nets by 20 if they play.
Yeah, right now.
The
But
Knicks.
Yeah, right now, because it's power ranking.
I'll tell you what, this was also made with
The Knicks are the better.
Kevin
team.
Durant and Kyrie still on that team, but we won't talk.
You can just
Well,
switch it right
you're-
now,
yeah.
Ben.
I did that with the
We're
Knicks and the
here
Heat.
for
I
you.
flip
It's
flopped.
okay.
He had them at 7. Moved them up 2 spots after they traded their 2 All NBA talents. How are they moving up?
I don't think they got that much worse.
They didn't. That's
But
why
they
I
didn't
only
get better.
That's why I only dropped them down 2 spots.
And teams around like the Knicks got better.
Goddamn right.
You're
Nah,
goddamn right.
Anyways, let's get into the top 4. 4, I have the Cavs. 3, I have the 76ers. 2, I have the Bucks. 1, I have the Celtics. I don't think anything really changed there for me this week. I mean, I think all 3 teams just kind of did what I expected out of them. No one really did anything surpassing or anything, demoralizing.
Yeah, that's fair. Beckett, you want to?
We gotta go quickly though.
Yeah.
You feel me?
My bottom three.
You could just say what
pretty-
differences.
Yeah. I made a few changes. In the
Okay.
bottom, I dropped the Pacers down to 13. They've kind of been sucking. I like the Orlando Magic. They've been playing well. Dropped the Hawks all the way down to 11. Let's see. I got the Raptors up to 8, which is like about their peak. We'll see. Nets at 7. Knicks at 6. My big change, Heat 5. Big change, I dropped the Celtics down to 2. Because the Milwaukee Bucks have won 8 games in a row. The Boston Celtics' entire starting 5 is banged up.
Mhm.
The Bucks are getting healthy. The Bucks are rolling right now. I see no reason why the Celtics should be the number 1 team. Though they did just beat the Sixers without Smart, Horford, Williams, and a half of Jaylen Brown. So that was an impressive victory. Shout out Blake Griffin.
Shout out to him.
But I got the Bucks at 1 right now in the East.
If I was you, honestly, I don't disagree with much of this. I would flip flop the Raptors and the Hawks.
Yeah, I did consider it. And
So
for
Beckett,
me, yeah, okay.
sorry.
Hit me. You can hit me.
No,
What's
you
up?
know I'm gonna hit you with.
Yeah. What do you want? It's the Heat.
So-
It's the Heat Knicks, right?
So Knicks beat the Heat last week, then add Josh Hart, yet they're still worse.
I just like.
Okay.
I think that
Challenge accepted.
the healthy.
They're taking it
The
personally
healthy
now.
Heat. I'm just thinking if we're going to Ben's method, right? In a game 7, just look at play Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. If those two teams face each other in the playoffs, I would have to take the Heat, even though I do like the Knicks this year.
Here's the thing.
do.
Yes, playoff Butler is different, and I don't think we're beating the Heat.
I think that
If it's just-
those two teams are pretty even.
They are,
Really.
but also
But-
we're talking about regular season, and Butler regular season is different from Butler playoffs.
Yeah, not an all.
Knicks are better than the regular season. Bulls are better than playoffs.
Yeah,
I agree.
We'll see. Also the coaching.
Heat, not Bulls.
I think Spoelstra is a really good coach.
He is.
When he needs to game plan against one specific team, when he has time to cook up something, just let Spoelstra cook, and he will win you.
That's
Hold
why.
up,
That's
he'll
why
win
the
you playoff
Heat
series.
always have a chance in the playoffs.
They always have a chance,
Yeah, they do.
even with Max Strus.
All right. What are your differences, Aaron? And then we'll get this show running to the west.
Let me go first in the list.
You punk.
Sure.
I don't know what you guys did. I had the Wizards over the Bulls and Hawks.
I did too.
Yeah. Same.
They're all just so mid.
They're all. They're all the same.
I moved the Nets are at 7 for me. I like them. I root for them. They're not better than the Heat. And then I got Knicks over the Heat, 5 over 6. And then I also have Bucks at number 1 because Celtics are banged up.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
fair.
I agree.
Okay.
All right, rock us with your West, Beckett.
All right, you can flame me.
This guy's a
First
boat.
off, here's my disclaimer. 2 through 6 is pretty much interchangeable. I factored in the trade deadline heavily in both my East and my West.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's my disclaimer. Now I'm going to get into it. Bottom, the Spurs suck. They've lost 10 in a row. Rockets also suck. Jazz, I'm sorry, Nick. They're falling off. Trailblazers, they're falling off. Thunder, young. That's it. They're 11. Now, Timberwolves, I got them at 10. A lot of room to grow. But I think 10 is the Timberwolves floor, and that's kind of where I have them right now. Lakers, I really like what they've done. The Lakers could rise. The team you don't want to see. When the Lakers are healthy, they could be contenders. I do believe in them. Shout out LeBron. He did break the scoring record. We haven't really touched on that.
We'll talk about that a little later.
But yeah, going across the state, staying in California, the Golden State Warriors, when they're healthy, still a really, really, really good team. Pelicans, when they're healthy, they can compete. So that's kind of the middle, 7 through 10. They're all kind of same tier right now. The Pelicans are probably the best team as what we've seen as a result this season. They were hot there for a while. But then 2 through 6. Then I dropped the Sacramento Kings down to 6. And I was really close to moving the Sacramento Kings up to 2 for the first time ever.
This guy.
But I dropped them down to 6 because what did the Kings do at the deadline? Kessler Edwards?
Great pickup.
Kessler Edwards?
He's not going to see any minutes.
Kessler
You know
Edwards?
that for a
That's
fact.
all you're doing?
No.
Kessler Edwards?
Good point.
I mean, the Kings, fine. But like I've been saying all year, they're playing to their peak right now. They should have lost to the Rockets the other day. I mean, that was
It's true. They should.
They should have.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So we'll say that. Mavericks, did they get better? Sure as hell did. They got Kyrie Irving. Even though I don't love the fit, it could work, and talent is going to win you games.
Hold
I
up.
think.
Here's where I agree with you.
What?
I can see an argument for saying, okay, teams like the Suns,
Yep.
teams like the Mavericks,
Yep.
maybe even put the Clippers in that conversation,
Yep.
are better than the Kings right now.
Yep.
Because they made moves at the deadline and the
Yep.
Kings did not.
So you
I
don't
understand.
you don't like the Grizzlies.
I don't like the Grizzlies
Okay.
over the Kings right now. I
Yeah.
think if you're going to use that argument, I mean, the Grizzlies pretty much stood pat at the deadline. I mean,
They did. But
a small
but
move,
who's been a
but-
better team the first half? It's been the Grizzlies, even though they've been bad lately. Grizzlies are still ahead of the Kings.
I would argue that the Kings have been playing better basketball, at least towards this later stretch.
Yeah,
the
I'm not going to argue with that.
Beckett, I have one question.
What's up?
If the Kings are playing at their peak, why aren't they higher in your current power rank?
Exactly.
Because
he's asking the right question.
This isn't which team will be better.
Exactly. This is the power rankings, Beckett.
Well, that's why I said my disclaimer at the start. I'm factoring in this trade deadline. So what I see from the outlook, the Kings are where they are. The Kings are not going to get any better. The Kings might get worse because other teams around them got better. So that's my reasoning right there. I think the Clippers improved, the Suns improved, the Mavs improved, and the Grizzlies are a better team than the Kings. The Nuggets are the clear number 1. So that's where I put the Kings. I was really close to putting them 2 ahead of all those teams because we've seen good results from the Kings already. They have 2 All-Stars now. Shout out to Aaron Fox.
Let's go.
But right now I got Kings 6, Mavs 5, Grizzlies 4. Grizzlies have to start winning soon or else they're going to drop more. Clippers 3. This team has been hot. The Clippers and the Suns are the 2 hottest teams in the West. They're both 7-3 in their last 10. Suns obviously got KD. Clippers did improve. I like the Bones Highland pickup even though he plays 0 defense. The Clippers are a good team, and they're winning.
They got Plumlee, too.
Kawhi's been better. Plumlee is a solid backup big man.
I forgot to talk about that one. That one was, who cares?
Yeah.
It's Mason Plumlee.
And the Nuggets are by far the number 1 team in the West right now. Even though the Magic did give them a nice ass whooping yesterday, the Magic always beat contenders. We've seen it all year. And Aaron Gordon put up 37 points yesterday.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon revenge game against the Magic.
Love me some Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
I don't think my West differs too much. Obviously, I still have...
Whoa. Your West differs crazy.
A lot, yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, other than, the Kings and the Grizzlies, I kind of have them, like, switch-swapped with you kind of a little. I mean, I have the Kings still high.
You got the Lakers at 13.
I do have the Lakers at 13 because I didn't factor in any of their moves that they made at the deadline. I think that, they practically cleaned out half their locker room at the deadline. So, yeah, that's going to change where they line up. But you know what? Before I make any drastic assumptions or moves, like dragging them into the top 10, I need to see them all play. I need to see what am I going to get out of D'Lo? What am I going to get out of some of these guys? So I'm keeping them at 13 because, shout out to LeBron. He broke the all-time leading scoring record. But what the hell happened? You lost that game by 3 to the Thunder. And listen, the Thunder are underrated. They're a decent team. They're not terrible. They're nothing to, sneeze at. But still, if you're the Lakers with championship aspirations, whole Lakers Twitter community has been just screaming about for the last 5-10 years. Come on, man, you got to beat the Thunder. It's a home game, I mean, that fourth quarter, it was really close the whole time. I mean, you got to win those games. So
that's why they went out and made those moves.
I know, exactly.
So that they would win those games. Just watch. Going forward, the Lakers are going to win more games.
Sure, but I mean, I'm not making predictions. I'm making a power ranking.
Yeah. Well,
I make my power rankings based off predictions.
I think power rankings. I think power rankings and predictions are cousins. They're basically cousins.
Exactly.
Right? Power rankings are
you're making the standings.
Right now.
That's what you're making.
I'm not making the standings.
For me,
that's
power
how they're
rankings.
playing.
For me, power rankings right now are okay. This is kind of what I see for the team right now and a little bit into the future, right? So I also took the deadline into heavy account. Spurs last, Rockets, Jazz, all those are my bottom 3 right now because the Jazz cleaned out 3 of their starting caliber players.
Yeah.
That's gonna hurt you. Thunder at 12, Blazers at 11. I put the Lakers at 10 because I liked the moves they made.
Yep.
Beasley and Vanderbilt are both awesome pickups. D'Lo gave them what they needed, shooting. We talked about this last episode. And even with Bamba, that's decent center defense.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about him.
Yeah, because he's going to be your back.
Good pickup.
But solid. Obviously, if those don't start clicking soon, they're going to fall next week.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I like what they did, so I gave them a big boost because they were at 13 last week for me. So I gave them a pretty solid boost. I got the Warriors at 9. I didn't move them at all. Pelicans at 8. Again, they've been on a real skid. Injuries have been a huge detriment to them right now.
Picking it up a little lately.
They have been, but the injuries are still kind of killing them, and they're still kind of stuck under a lot of these other teams that I got above them. Minnesota's been turning it on recently, and they just got Mike Conley, who's one of my favorite players, great floor spacer, and something kind of underrated that I don't think we didn't talk about. He and Gobert played together for 2 years in Utah, so they both know each other. They can both help each other get success.
It's huge
and maybe
for their defense.
Maybe help him. I'm talking more of the offensive side.
Yeah,
help him kind of turn that offense on back to where it was in Utah, where he can kind of get lobs in the paint, put it over guys.
It's also a good locker room move because
100%.
with a guy like Rudy who's struggling right now,
Yeah.
to bring in a veteran like Colin who knows how Rudy plays.
Rudy has been better lately.
He has, yeah.
He has been
And,
better.
but that's what you're saying. Bringing in a guy he knows that he's comfortable
And that helps
with
out coaching
and that he's played with before.
It helps out coaching. 'Cause,
Exactly.
you talk to Conley about things that
Yeah.
he's noticing. I mean, that
and
could
then he can change his
make
game plan
dividends.
up.
It's a big second half for Chris Finch.
Yeah.
It is a big
The
second half.
Clippers, hey, I wanted to put the Clippers a lot higher, but they lost to Dallas and, whatever. But
Close game, though.
Kawhi and George have been clicking.
Yeah.
I like some of the moves they made at the deadline. They got some depth coming in. I think, and if they sign a big buyout guy, that will help a lot too. I like what they're doing. Same with Dallas, getting Kyrie's a big boost. I need to see how him and Luka play together before I rise them too much.
Yep.
Grizzlies at 4, they have been on a skid. I think they've won lost 8 of their last 10.
Yep.
That's
Really bad.
concerning.
Really bad.
Really concerning. And I've been one of the biggest Grizzlies guys all season. I love the Grizzlies. Ugh, they're skidding. They are skidding. But they still have a lot of talent, and I think they can kind of turn it on. Suns at 3. If you had Kevin Durant, you're going to get a big boost. And I had them at 6 last week. I think that's a reasonable rise. Obviously they lost some of their big bench pieces or big depth pieces.
Big starting pieces.
Yeah, Bridges was a starter, but like young depth guys. So that is going to be kind of interesting to see what their rotation looks like going forward. I didn't want to touch the Kings or Nuggets. I left them at 2-1, because they've both been kind of doing what they've been doing all season, winning some games, obviously losing a couple here and there, but they're both still really good teams. And there wasn't really anything that happened that would make me want to drop them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aaron,
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
any big critiques?
We'll see.
Okay.
So
Wait. If I had to critique one thing, Nick,
Yep.
why Timberwolves over Pelicans?
Because they've been playing better as of late. The
Okay.
Timberwolves at the hot.
See, I like your rankings. I think would you say like 2 through 6 was pretty close?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I
like it because
I
I
think
almost did the same.
For
thing.
every
I
team,
think we can all agree with
every
2 through
team
6
2
is
through
close.
6. In my head, I was like, okay, could I put this team at 2?
Yeah.
You could.
Like I was trying to make the argument of, okay, can I change this up a little bit?
Yeah. 2 through 6. Is
Yeah.
tight.
my turn, bitches.
Your turn, bitch. Is
Whoa.
All right. I got Lakers at 10, Thunder at 11. Only reason the Lakers are higher than the Thunder is because they just made their team so much better.
100%.
I would have 100% had the Lakers probably below the Trailblazers if this was before yesterday, whatever. But because I think a week from today, they'll be probably at 7 or 8.
No, I agree with that. I think they'll be rising high even in my power rankings. It's just, it's about how you look at it, I guess, right? Because it's like looking at it right now, no kind of like hindsight. They're not a good basketball team right now, but they make the additions, like you're saying. Things can change.
And then I got Warriors over the Timberwolves at 8 and 9. Still have the Warriors over them. I think if they match up against each other, Warriors are winning.
Mm-hmm.
Pelicans at 7. They've been banged up, but when healthy, I love them so much.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then here comes obviously Nuggets are by far number 1. My 2 through 6, I got Suns at 6, Clippers at 5. I'll tell you why. Clippers, their superstars are finally starting to get in sync, right?
Yeah, Kawhi's
Right?
good lately.
Their superstars are connecting.
Yep.
We have to see that with the Suns.
Yep.
We
Fair
haven't.
enough.
We don't-
People aren't talking about the Clippers enough.
it's
They are.
true.
They are getting slept.
And I don't know why the
Hey,
Clippers.
they were my 2023 NBA championship predictions in the preseason.
I don't know why the Clippers got rid of Reggie Jackson,
Yeah.
but still, that's why they're 6 and then 5. 4
They
got the
added what's his
Grizzlies.
name?
Grizzlies
Bones.
are
They added Bones, and they probably are going to try and go after Russ in the buyout
Yeah.
market. Solid.
I would seriously like consider if you really want Russ in that locker room.
Yeah.
That's all I would say. All right,
I just think that's a very
yeah. I don't
Clippers-
think they should.
That's
go
a very
for Russ.
Clippers move to
I
make.
Who's their
wouldn't do
point
it.
guard right now? they-
Highland.
They got someone else.
No, they
Was it
Gordon.
Highland?
Well, maybe Gordon, but I don't know if they put him at point.
They're not gonna put Eric
Yeah,
Gordon
no,
at point.
no,
He's off the bench.
No.
They'll figure
Highland
it
really their starting point guard?
right now. Yeah.
out. John Wall.
No, he
They
got
got
traded.
rid of John Wall.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm stupid. They
He's
traded him
gone.
to Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
He-
I don't know. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They-
All right, at 4 I got the Grizzlies because when Steven Adams comes back, they're 2. I think with him back, they're definitely number 2 for my parents. 3 Mavericks because they just beat the Clippers without Luka. So you put Luka in. I know we got to see how it goes, but I think it'll go pretty well. 2 I got the Kings. I got the Kings above all those teams because they've been the most consistent out of all those teams. Like Clippers are starting to get hot. Suns, they just changed their whole team, so we don't know yet. Grizzlies, Steven Adams is hurt. Mavericks, Luka and Kyrie have not played together yet. Kings have the same team, which I know Beckett said is a negative, but for the current power rankings, it's a positive because they have their chemistry built
I
already.
do like that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good job, Aaron.
I like that. I like
I
that.
raised you
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
I do want to touch on some of the shit that happened this week. The big thing, LeBron broke the scoring record. He is now your all-time leading scorer. I don't want to get into any Tino, please, just listen to me. I'm not getting into any GOAT debate. Not talking about that shit. I just want to
Next week.
No, hey, whoa.
Conversation.
Jalen
I just
Brunson
wanna
is better.
I just want to appreciate the man for what he is. One of the
It's
greatest.
actually so funny how we're celebrating this, but
Yeah.
then in 12 years, Jalen Brunson's just going to break this record. So
No, there was so much talk about Cam Thomas breaking his record. They're like, LeBron, like he's got to start playing more because Cam Thomas is coming for that record.
Y'all are impossible. Listen. I want to give the man his flowers. Like,
No, of course, he's
dude,
second best player of all time.
he is one of the greatest athletes I think I've ever seen in my life.
Obi Toppin solos.
Tom Brady. Tampa Tom.
You guys are walking shit posts.
Jericho Sims.
Beckett throw one in.
Slam dunk.
Chuma Okiki.
Fair enough. Anyways,
LeBron James.
do we want to?
Anyway.
where are we going next?
Second thing I do want to touch on
Oh, okay.
because
Touch it.
I want to touch on the All-Star game replacements because they did our boys.
Yes.
They gave our boys justice.
No, they didn't.
Harden got
No, they didn't.
Randall should.
Where's Jalen Brunson?
He'll be an injury replacement for Jalen Brown, probably.
Okay, I'm not.
Maybe.
I'm not happy until
Maybe.
he is.
maybe?
Unless Jalen Brown
Um,
says mask.
But yeah,
I
That's
put
off.
Harden over Brunson. Sorry, Aaron.
Why?
I think I agree
I-
with that. Honestly.
Brunson carries the Knicks. Like he carries the
I'm
Knicks.
sorry, Aaron.
yeah. Anyway, Anthony Edwards, first career All-Star appearance. He replaced Zion.
Was it
They're all
Zion?
hurt.
Yeah, I think
sure.
he replaced Zion. De'Aaron Fox, first career All-Star appearance. He replaces Steph
Well
Curry.
deserved.
And Pascal Siakam, replacing Kevin Durant, who they're still talking as an
Well
East guy.
deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, all well deserved. I don't have any problems with either of them. I was pissed that Fox.
How about the
Edwards didn't
starter,
make it
Laurie
initially.
Markkinen now?
Shit, yeah,
that's-
Lauri
that's-
Markkanen's an
that ain't it.
all-star.
That ain't it, man.
Over
Yes,
Sabonis is
sir.
a little weird.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But
Yeah.
Hey,
you know what? I'll take it.
Out of the week, Ben's gonna hate me even more.
I will take it.
Gosh.
So that's really all I wanted
just
to touch on
feeling.
with that because I know you were really happy about De'Aaron Fox. I'm really happy about him, Edwards, and Siakam. I think they're all good replacements because those guys are all deserving.
So before I guess we get into, because here's my idea. So I was, as much as the next guy, dazzled by Cam Thomas's just absolute showcase this week.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to see I've seen a little bit of his film at LSU, right, a while ago, back when he was drafted. Like I've seen like a little bit of him here and there, but I wanted to really look at some of these games and figure out how he's getting buckets. So I think the idea is because I decided to make a highlight package for him and some of like the plays that he's been making and talking about kind of like how he's getting these good looks and how he's knocking it down because he's hot right now. But part of it also is the looks that the Nets offense is getting him. So the plan is I'm going to either post that in the YouTube video. I might also post it on Twitter, on the Ballin Twitter.
Do
so you guys can
that.
go check it out. Let me know what you guys think and if there's any other players you want me to do this similar for. It's kind of like our film room like concept with Brody that we did, but just figuring kind of like it would work better if we kind of upload that like separately.
I think that's a good idea.
So
All right,
that's the plan.
player of the week.
This is the enhanced player of the week.
Yeah.
Cam Thomas, take it away, Ben.
Cam Thomas, absolute machine. I think he's the second youngest player to drop 43 times or
I
something
think
like
he's
that.
the youngest.
The youngest
youngest?
player
Yeah.
to drop 40
Um,
in 3 straight.
Listen, Kevin Durant out and then eventually traded. Kyrie traded. Who's going to carry this Nets team? He emerges. He's proved that he's a star in the league.
No.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
whoa,
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait,
that he's a
whoa,
star in the
wait,
league.
whoa, whoa, whoa!
I
Three
speak-
good games. That's ridiculous.
I
That's
speak.
ridiculous.
I speak for
That's
Mr.
ridiculous.
I speak for Mr. Vicious by saying future star. Next
Yeah.
year he will be a star. Because
He has the
he
potential
can
to
score
be.
from
You know what? I
anywhere.
like future star
He can-
better, actually.
He
I
can
agree with
score from
Ben
anywhere
just
on the
said
court.
he's proved that he's a star after he had 3 good games.
Watch
can-
the film.
he can-
Watch the film.
He can score from anywhere on the court.
He's a
he gives
playmaker.
me Paul George vibes.
He's a playmaker, too. You got to watch some of these passes that he's making.
No, he's
Never gonna be. Like
he's
a-
been a
No, he's not
baller.
going to be.
Irving Jr.
He's not going to be.
He has
Tatum.
been
He's not going to be Luka. He's
been a
gotta be
baller
star.
ever
He
since
could be
came out
Jalen
of
Brunson.
LSU.
He could be.
He
like-
could
I
be
think
Jalen
I-
Brown.
Not Jalen Brown. That's a little high.
Yeah. He's always been
Yeah.
Cam Thomas has always been one of my favorite young players.
Yeah.
He was I loved when I liked him right after they drafted him. I was like, "Ooh, this guy should have gotten drafted a lot higher."
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'd seen his tape from LSU. And he's proven with the Nets he can score from anywhere. He's a solid defender. You know, he can get it done, and he really showed that this week. He had 3 straight 40-point games.
The next Oscar Robertson.
44 against the Wizards, 47 against the Clippers. He hit 7 threes in that one. 43 against the Phoenix Suns, and I think he had like 25 the other night.
He had 20 last night.
20 last night.
Here's my problem with Cam Thomas.
Okay.
He's not a point guard, right? I named him player of the week too. I think great week.
He's a
I'm
shooting
going to give
guard.
him a lot of his
He's
credit.
a shooting guard.
Right?
Yeah.
He's a shooting guard. How tall is he?
Doesn't have to be that
He's
tall.
6'3".
Doesn't have to be that
He's
tall.
little. Is he a good passer? No, he's not.
He can make decent passes.
I think that's
he's
just
seen
not
some
a
of the
great
passes.
passer.
that's something he could develop.
He's
Not a
solid
good
in
Yeah,
the pick
no.
and roll.
He needs to
He's
develop
still- yes.
playmaking 100%. That if
I'm not
Cam-
saying
and
Yes,
is
but
a good
he
defender? No.
will develop.
Is he a bucket? Can he get you a bucket? Yeah. Right now he's Lou Williams.
I would not go that far.
No.
I would not go that far. Right now he's
That's wild.
Right now he's proven he's a
You're
starting.
a hater.
Right now he's proven he's a
why?
starting
Great
caliber
week.
guard.
Hater. He's just mad because
right now I think he's a bucket. He's a 6
If
man
Cam
type.
Thomas,
He's a microwave
think-
scorer. He's
I
a
think-
microwave scorer.
I think he's starting caliber.
I think,
agree.
He will be. Yeah.
No, but look
Will
at that. Look at that Nets line. You got Dinwiddie at point.
Yeah.
You can have Cam Thomas technically play point by guarding the other team's point guard.
Claxton,
So height is not the big.
Finney Smith.
Yeah, but I
there's
just think the
Bridges,
disadvantage-
Cam
'cause
Johnson. There's
Cam
guys
Thomas
that can
isn't
hide
that quick, so I think the
he
mismatches
is.
defensively.
Not on defense, offense. He is.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So defensively, I think there's a mismatch on there. So you
But he's
need
also
to,
what?
you
It's
need
his,
to shade
it's
that
his
somehow.
second year,
Yeah,
right?
he's gonna learn. He's
Well,
gonna
and they-
develop.
and
He's
the
going to
thing-
develop
the
so
thing with-
much more.
Yeah.
The thing with Brooklyn too is I don't know if you need him to be a lockdown defender because you have Dinwiddie, you have Bridges,
You have Claxton in the
Johnson,
paint.
You have Claxton.
You know what? Let me
Yeah,
edit my
Bridges.
resume.
Four-
No,
Dude,
once
Bridges-
they get that system going,
Bridges
it's
and
good.
I just thought of this. Bridges and Claxton and Ben Simmons, 3 elite defenders.
Mhm.
They
Really
could
good.
all. Well,
Damn.
Ben Simmons kind of out of the DPOY prime area, but both of them, Claxton could be a
get back.
DPOY. He could get back to it. Ben Simmons. But let me edit my statement
Bridges is a
because
top 5
maybe
defender
saying
in the
he
league.
is a star
Definitely.
now is a little bit crazy.
he got
because
the
he's
potential.
got to do it a
He
little
got the
longer.
potential.
He
He has
will
all-star
be. He
potential.
will be
Who?
a star. He will
And
be.
Thomas
a star.
was
Um,
stud this year.
I think
Cam
Cam
Thomas.
Thomas is a 1 or 2 time All-Star.
Okay.
Well, what? He's only
defendable.
22? We'll see. We'll
21,
see. We'll
not
see.
even 22.
He's
yet.
21? Wow.
It's just keep an eye on this guy
Yeah.
because he's
Definitely.
gonna do things.
Yeah.
But talk about rookies now.
Yeah, I picked me and Ben linked up. We picked Dallas's Jaden Hardy this week.
I'm hopping on that too.
He really everyone's picking Jaden Hardy this week. All right.
Everyone? No,
Do you want to pick a different
That's
one?
awkward. That's awkward.
He was really the only.
I love Jaden Harvey. He's a
Uh,
very good player.
They drafted him second round out of the G League Ignite. I thought he should have been a first rounder. And he's a really good player. He was a bucket this week. He had a career high 29 against my Jazz. Cooked us.
Everybody loves cooking the Jazz.
I don't know why they keep putting up big
It's that
numbers
altitude,
against
baby.
us, you know?
It's that altitude.
It's not. We're not even that. It's not even Denver.
It's the altitude. It's that plane play. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. He had a good week. Great week.
That Utah Springs water.
It's that salty lake. Yeah.
Salty Lakes.
Salty Lakes.
Yeah, but no, Hardy had a really good week. I liked what he was doing, and I think he's a solid piece for Dallas. You know, he's not going to be like your superstar. He's not going to be a star. He's probably not even going to be a 6-man this year. He could develop into something like that.
Yeah.
I liked him this week. He had a good week, and this is his first Rookie of the Week nomination.
Shout out Hardy.
Shout out Hardy.
Yeah.
Hit us with your stat, Beckett.
I don't really have a good stat for this one. I didn't really find a good one this week, so I'll just go to the the stat leaderboards and pick on Ben just because.
Why?
Um,
Why, man?
Domantas Sabonis, what happened? He's been leading in rebounds like almost all year, and not anymore. Giannis Antetokounmpo takes over, averaging 12.4 rebounds per game. That's my stat of the week. I really didn't have too much fun.
All right.
So I just had to pick on the Kings even more.
You know what?
Shout out Sacramento. Great year for Sacramento.
Giannis can have the.
We're out of here. Cut Ben off.